Hi, welcome to the corner. I'm the DM as always. Today we've got Twitch, um, and their new music guidelines. Now I saw this post here on Twitter, as all good things are want to be found. And it was specifically this very first one, radio station style broadcast, that caught my attention. So I want to talk about this a little bit, shall we? Now, music for Twitch streamers, and I should preface this by saying that I'm not a lawyer, and I don't provide legal commentary. I look at these things either from a game designer perspective, or a casual perspective, like the average Twitch user, right? So right here, this very first one, basically says that if if an, this first paragraph is basically saying that the DMCA exists, and if artists contact us and issue a DMCA, then we'll probably take it down and maybe terminate you. That's basically what this first one says. This one says that subscribing to a music streaming service or buying a CD, vinyl record, or other physical media typically does not grant you rights to share that music on Twitch. Now I wanted to sort of fact check this, if you will. Um, and I've got this, and I got ChatGPT pulled up. Now, ChatGPT not necessarily the most reliable, especially when it comes to advice, but I wanted to bring it up because it does generally have some interesting and useful little tidbits, right? So I asked it a few questions here. The very first one is, if I buy a physical CD, am I allowed to? Can I play that on like a live stream or a video? And it says that you can in a live stream or video, but there are a few important things to consider, which there are, such as licensing and copyright, platform rules, and fair use. Now, if the vast majority of streamers have music playing in the background, so that way, if they're not saying anything, or they're not doing anything, or maybe they just don't like the music that's playing in the video game and they want to play their own music, they typically just have it on in the background. And in that case, it falls under fair use, full stop. Um, the platform rules, generally speaking, can't stop you from doing things that are legal, right? Now, that being said, if they want to still ban you for doing it, they can. But if they ban you for something that is protected under the law, you can fight that, and you can win that pretty easily, especially if you can prove that it was completely legit and that they didn't have any actual legal grounds for doing it. Now, that being said, that doesn't necessarily mean that they can't ban you for it, right? They still can. It's their platform. Um, and then there's licensing and copyright, which is DMCA, right? And it's basically saying that, like, you have to have permission from the copyright holder in order to be able to play it. Blah 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 blah. The second question was, does owning a physical CD give me a license or permission to stream that music? Now here it says owning a physical CD does not give you the right to stream the music from it publicly. Here's a breakdown of why. Personal use versus public performance. Buying a CD gives you the right to listen to the music privately, but streaming or broadcasting it to an audience, whether live or recorded, constitutes a public performance. So things like what Twitch streamers do, right? Have it played in the background. That counts as a public performance. However, typically speaking, in those instances, they're using something like Spotify or whatnot, right? Um, to be able to play it. They're typically not popping a CD into their computer, assuming the computer even has a CD drive, and playing it from that, right? And it says public performances require specific licenses that go beyond what is granted by simply purchasing the CD, which is true. But again, there's also fair use to consider. So, you know, um, that's a whole bucket of worms on its own. And there's a few other things, like copyright law, platform policies. And then the last question I asked is, what if it's used as just background noise for a live stream? And it says that even if the music from the CD is used as background noise for the live stream, you still need to consider copyright and licensing issues. And it again goes over the different things that it did before. And then it also adds, interestingly, to ensure you are complying with copyright laws and platform rules, you might want to use royalty-free music, check the platform guidelines, and obtain a license. Now, over here on Live Reacting, it says music for Twitch streaming. It might be tempting to stream your favorite playbacks or stream DJ sessions, but it can lead to unwanted consequences. Primarily, Twitch can intervene, and blah, 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 blah. So, can you play music on Twitch? Yes, that's for sure, but make sure to take into account music that you could play. Music that belongs completely to you, so not remixes or covers unless you have permission, right? Soundtracks that are licensed to you, soundtracks that are in the Twitch music library, which is right here. And then copyright-free music for live streamings from this one, which you don't have to use them, by the way. You can just type in copyright-free music and get that. Now, over on Twitch, music options for live streaming, they've got all these, right? They've got Stream Beats, Monstercat Gold, etc., etc., etc. And all of these are just totally free, except for this one and this one, which is a free trial and paid respectively. But this one has like 1,500, this one has 16, 15, 15 respectively, and then these have 5,000 and 5,600 respectively. So they say that typically it does not grant you rights to share that music on Twitch. Correct. And that is good. I fact check these things because we have way too often, especially recently, had people who just spout bullshit and nonsense, including large corporations and large individuals. So I like to fact check these. So such a purchase or subscription typically grants you a personal license to access the content only for your personal and private playback. We encourage you to review each service's terms of use and blah, 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 blah. So right here, this is fine. This is basically just a bunch of legal jargon. Specific uses for music, right? So music that is owned by you and music that is licensed to you, right? So I want to check because Spotify is the largest one, right? So I want to check what Spotify's rules are for Spotify and live streaming music, right? And we'll probably get something here. So Spotify Live is a new Spotify social app. Nope. Okay, this is not what I wanted. I'm gonna find it real quick and then we'll be back. So this is the closest thing that I could find. Their terms and conditions don't actually say anything about whether you're about streaming or live streaming the music or having it played in the background at all, which it most certainly should. But here it says as laid out, which it's not laid out, at least not clearly enough. It says that it's only for personal, non-commercial use. So if if you're using Spotify in the background of your streams, technically you're not allowed to, or you're not supposed to, right? But so getting back to this, okay. Now it says radio station style broadcasts. Radio station styled broadcasts, and I guess I'll just pull this up because this is a much closer look at it. Of recorded music without a live visual performance, unless you own the necessary rights to stream the music on Twitch and have received prior written authorization from Twitch, setting out an exemption for your channel from this rule. So basically, what this first rule says is that not only do you need not only do you need to own the rights to the music, right? Own the rights to stream the music. You also have to get written permission from Twitch to be allowed to have music basically of any kind that isn't yours specifically or has a live visual performance. Unless you have one of those two things, you're not allowed to stream. You're not allowed to have any music on Twitch or playing on your Twitch stream at all. Like, full stop. So if you're playing a game on Twitch, you must cut all that audio out from your Twitch stream. You have to cut all of the music out from your Twitch stream. So this means one of two things. One, you have to completely mute the music in the game. Or two, you have to have no audio from the game playing at all. So if you want to hear the music, you either have to not stream it, or you have to remove all audio from the stream, from the game, like, or all audio from the game, from the stream, like, full stop. You have to, right? A DJ. So playing or mixing pre-recorded music recordings, unless you are playing the Twitch DJ music catalog as a participant in the Twitch DJ program, those recordings are owned by you, or you have been allowed by the relevant copyright holders to stream the music on Twitch. Now, again, remind you, you still need Twitch authorization. You still need their written authorization to do it. Okay? Because if you're not in one of these two, if you're not in the DJ program, that means you can't use the DJ music catalog, right? That means that you need written authorization from Twitch, right? You need written authorization. Karaoke performance. Flat out, you're not allowed to do it unless you own it, or the music, or you have copyright, right? And then also, again, you need Twitch's written authorization, because I guarantee you, if you were to try and do this, even if you have all of this other stuff, if you don't have Twitch's authorization to be exempt from this rule, I guarantee you they will fucking smack your channel. I guarantee you. Lip synced performances, you're not allowed. Visual music depiction. Lyrics, music notation, tablature, or any other visual representation of copyrighted music, you're not allowed. So I'm gonna pull over my OBS. So this right here that you're seeing, I forget the technical term for it, but this right here, this visualizer for my noise going into the mic, my voice going into the mic, you're not even allowed to use those on Twitch, because they are a visual music depiction. You're not even allowed to do that, and you're also not allowed to have any kind of cover songs on Twitch. Just like, full stop. Okay? What? So here's my thing, right? This is so, like, grab you by the throat, choke you, slam you against the wall, and demand that you capitulate and just bend the knee. This is exactly what happened with the adpocalypse on Twitch, on all of them, by the way, not just one, all of them. Is YouTube said, you're not allowed to say murder. You're not allowed to say rape. You're not allowed to say kill. Because if you do, we're going to demonetize you, because our advertisers who don't make our platform and have almost no videos on our platform, and of the videos they do have is an exceedingly small amount. Okay. So when YouTube said all that, all YouTubers did was just like, okay, we capitulate. We agree. We're not gonna, we're just gonna obey you completely and not fight back at all. That's exactly what happened. This is exactly what happened when Twitch, or when YouTube did that, right? And now Twitch is saying this for music. So this doesn't just affect people who stream video games, because there are Twitch streamers far and wide that have music that just plays in the background. No Twitch streamer, full stop, is allowed to do it unless they contact the copyright holder, beg them for authorization to use it, and then contact Twitch and get written authorization. Now, demanding that we get licenses from the copyright holders isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? The issue is when you think of the amount of money that you have to pay to have a license to just play the music in the background. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to Google because I'm going to be honest, I'm getting a little tired. I'm just going to go to Google because this is what the vast majority of people use, right? So, license uh, for streaming music. Okay. We're just gonna click the very first non-sponsored link, which is this one. Um, this also doesn't actually. Let me type in pricing because that'll probably actually get me. So, average music licensing fees can range from $250 to $400 and as high as $2,000. Okay, now how long do these last? Well, that will depend on who you're going through, right? So it's more financially feasible for businesses to subscribe to a commercial streaming service, which allows them to play a wide library of licensed music for as low as $17 a month, right? When prepaid annually. Okay. Now, this is also talking about businesses. Uh, most Twitch streamers aren't a business, right? They don't have their stream under like a business license or anything, right? So this is going to be significantly more. So the amount of money that streamers would have to shell out just to be able to have music in the background, right, is insane. It starts at 250 and can go as high as like $2,000, right? And depending on how big your channel is, depending on how long you want this license to go on, right? Um, will change how much the artist wants for their contract, right? Additionally, um, on top of all that, you still need Twitch's written authorization to be able to stream this music. So even if you pay $2,000, let's say a year, right? $2,000 a year to fucking, I don't know, Taylor Swift to be able to play her music in the background, you still need to get Twitch to give you written authorization to be exempt from the rule, right? Why? Why? That's what I want to know. Now, coming back over to here. Uh Use is permitted by law, right? Our community is a place for streamers to express themselves in remarkable, creative, and sometimes transformative ways. In addition to sharing the guidelines above, we think it's important to note that not all musical works are copyrighted, and not all unauthorized uses of copyrighted music are infringing uses. So, first off, this right here is just a flat out fucking lie. It's just a flat out fucking lie. If you're not authorized to use the music, if you're not authorized to have the music, you are infringing on the copyright of the copyright holder. It's like full stop. Let's set the record straight here. Let's clear the air, right? That's just how the law works. Um, Now, when they say that they think it's important to note that not all musical works are copyrighted, this is true because there are a ton of copyright royalty free songs that you can use. A lot of music that you can use, and there are a lot of websites that have a huge category of music that you can look through and you can see whether or not the music you want to play is copyrighted, right? Now, some examples include uses of works in public domains and uses of copyrighted works that qualify for a defense under fair use or similar laws outside of the US. Now, this is what I was talking about up here. I think somewhere up here, or I was talking about earlier about how fair use effectively supersedes them, right? They can't really stop you from exercising fair use, no matter what. And if they attempt to, you can very easily fight that and win, right? And that's what I'm kind of saying here is like all of this is a lot of horseshit, and they're trying to tell you the person that they're trying to tell the streamers, the people that literally make your platform a thing that can exist, Twitch. Okay, that's what this does. That's what this does. Now I'm just gonna pull my mic out from my stand here and just continue on because Twitch, you're a fucking retard if you really think any of this would hold up in a court of law. Because here's the thing. Okay, so right here, okay, let's talk about fair use, right? Just right here. This falls under fair use. You do not need Twitch authorization to use music that is fair use. You also don't need any kind of rights to use music that is covered under fair use. You also don't need rights or authorization to use music that is royalty free and in the public domain. Any music that is copyright free, you do not need any kind of right or permission from anyone in the entire world to use, not even your own government, unless, granted, I'm talking about this from a U.S. citizen perspective. But basically, if it falls under fair use, you're allowed to use it, and literally no one is allowed to tell you otherwise. Literally nobody. And if they try to tell you that you're not allowed to, or try to tell you that you're only allowed to do it under certain circumstances, they're literally violating the law, and you are allowed to go after them legally and sue them, and you will win because it's fair use. So yeah. Now it also says that some examples fall under fair use, blah 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 blah, and we recommend reviewing the counter notification and retraction policies in our DMCA guidelines if you believe you have blah 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 blah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Your DMCA guidelines mean literally fucking nothing because the DMCA, Twitch, 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 Twitch. Twitch, you do not get to set the guidelines for the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. That's not set by you. All of your guidelines are completely irrelevant. They are utterly and entirely irrelevant. Okay? You do not get to set the guidelines. That would be the government. Now, how this impacts you? It doesn't, because literally nothing that they're trying to do can they actually do. Well, there's two things, right? So either one, they literally are not allowed to do this under the under the fair use guidelines, right? Under fair use, they're literally not allowed to do this. And two, the second thing is that the only way that this is even remotely enforceable is because there are laws that were passed by the government of the United States of America, where you reside, Twitch, that already cover all of this. Literally none of this is legally enforceable on their end. Because they do not make the law. Okay, I should clarify. I should clarify immediately, right? When I say that is not legally enforceable, what I am saying is that these terms, these rules that they say, things that you are not allowed to include or whatever, the only things you're not allowed to include are things that are not already covered by the law, right? If it is covered by the law, then that means that their only real legal recourse here is going by the law, right? So let's say, for example, you go to a copyright free royalty free site and you grab Hippity Hoo Bob by Jack Smith McDoink, right? And you play that throughout your entire live stream, right? And then Twitch decides that because you did not have written authorization from them to play that music on your channel, that they are going to ban you permanently, right? Just because you didn't have written authorization. Well, Twitch, here's the thing. Your written authorization doesn't fucking matter. Your written authorization is not legally enforceable. If you were to try and take that kind of case to a court of law in the United States and say they didn't get written permission from us to play this copyright royalty-free music, that they had a license, a perpetual license, that they're allowed to use this music in any way that they deem fit, but they didn't get our written authorization. Therefore, we are allowed to permanently ban this dude. You want to know what the judge is going to say, Twitch? They're going to say, "Ha ha, you're a fucking retard. Yes, they can. You must unban them, or we're going to take down your entire site because your business is violating the law." That's what they're going to do. And then you know what's going to happen? Twitch is either going to have to unban them, or everyone on Twitch gets banned because the site goes down permanently. That's what's going to happen if Twitch tries to enforce any of these onto anything even remotely fair use. Okay? Even remotely fair use. So this doesn't impact you. I'm not going to even bother going into any of this because it doesn't impact you. Nothing here changes anything about how the law works. Absolutely nothing. If you're using copyright-free, royalty-free music, which 99.9% of all streamers use, it falls under fair use, and literally none of this has any impact on you at all. And Twitch literally cannot do literally anything to you, literally. And if they attempt to, you have every legal recourse to smack them with a lawsuit and sue them. Literally everyone. This also goes for you, YouTube, and every other platform that tries to pull this bullshit. Okay. Now, this is what I wanted to cover because I saw this and I thought this was just the most hilarious crock of bullshit that I've ever seen since the fucking adpocalypse on YouTube, where they demanded you stop saying murder, death, kill, rape. And people started using like unalive and gay men did themselves and non-consensual sexual intercourse. Oh, sorry, you can't say sexual intercourse either, because that's the advertisers just don't like that. So yeah, that's my opinion. That's my take. Twitch, you're a fucking retard if you really think this is going to do anything at all. And all this is going to do is just piss off the people who literally run your shit. Without Twitch streamers, your platform doesn't fucking exist. Flat out, it does not exist. Your advertisers, they can give you all the money they want. Your money means nothing if no one is using your service. Okay? Now, do I think this is actually going to make anyone quit streaming on Twitch? No. No, it's not. Why? Because Kick is filled with a bunch of pedophiles and criminals that the government does absolutely fucking nothing about, and that Kick is all too willing to actively promote. Twitch CEO, by the way, actively promote pedophilia and crimes. If you don't believe me, just go and look up Sneeko CEO, and you'll find that he's literally endorsing crimes. You just have to take like 5 seconds to look over their site, and you can, I mean, hell, you could just look on YouTube, type in Kick criminals, and you'll get probably hundreds of thousands of videos talking about all the criminals and all the pedophiles on Kick, which, by the way, giving them a platform is a crime. Supporting that content is a federal crime. But what do I know, right? What do I know? They're allowed to get away with it. They're allowed to host them. Anyways, that's it for this video. I've been the DM as always. Thank you for coming to my corner, and I will see you all next time.